In this video, I will be talking about stocks and/or money management. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. The strategies and money decisions that I implement are based on my personal financial situation and my financial goals. How I decide to invest and manage my money may not be the correct strategy for you. You should not take anything said during this video or on the website www.wealthinspiredstudenteducation.com as financial advice. Always do your own research before making any financial decisions.
This video is really, I actually had a conversation with someone yesterday and they were talking about, I was showing them my portfolio and my website and what I'm working on. And they were just like, I can't do that. Can I just give you money and let you do it for me? And the eyes got really big as far as like thinking about the stock market. And I realized that a lot of people look at the stock market and they don't get involved because there's money involved and it seems risky. And there's a lot of information. You watch maybe one or two times you scroll through CNBC or a stock show and you see a ticker and you see charts and graphs and words that you don't understand. And I kind of want to compare the stock market to when somebody goes to a casino for the first time and they go to the craps table, right? Because the other games are pretty easy. Blackjack, you figure out the rules. Roulette's the one that most people start with because you put money down on a number, ball spins around, lands. You're like, oh, okay, I could do that. And then blackjack, it's like, all right, let me learn some rules. But then, over there's all these people all of a sudden yelling and screaming, and there's all this money and chips flying around, and it's like, what is going on over there? And as someone who knows how to play craps, I like to observe people, and you can always tell the people, there's the people who are just kind of look in, it's like, well, what's going on? I don't, and there's dice rolling, there's chips flying, and people are yelling stuff to the dealers, and it looks like there's a million, the people running the game, the dealers are putting chips here, putting chips there, picking chips up, doing this, that, and and it's a lot of stuff going on, and it seems exciting, but it's wow, it's like I have no clue what is going on. And you see people, they're like, okay, let's go. Okay, we'll put numbers back on red or black. That's much easier. And then you have some people who try it, right? They do it. You can always tell the people who are brand new, like they throw the dice overhand. We always love those people. Or they just don't know. Like they see all they bet the field. If you know anything about craps, it's like one of the worst bets, but it's a simple bet, right? It's like, okay, if these 5 numbers come up, I make money. If I don't, the other numbers come up, I don't, right? So the point being is, when I learn craps and when I teach other people how to play, if they want to try to play it, it's real simple. I tell them, don't focus on all the other stuff going on. All you got to focus on is what you're doing. Like, who cares? Because you hear all these words. There's a hard 8, and people doing a come bet and this bet, and a horn bet, and there's all kinds of things going on, and people throwing chips past your face, and so. And it's very simple. When you play craps, you don't, who cares what everyone else is doing? You have to focus on your bets, and you make your bets, and you just do what you're doing. But as an outsider looking in, it looks like there's a lot of mayhem going on. But when you actually play, if you play correctly, you just, all the other stuff doesn't even matter, right? And the stock market is kind of the same way. People look at it, they see all the numbers, they hear words, dividends, P ratios, call options, this is going up, that's going down, earnings reports, and and it's like, that's a lot. It's too much. I'd rather just invest in my 401k. I'd rather just buy, let me just give my money to somebody else who knows what they're doing, because this is way too hard for me. And I will tell you, it's not. It's really not that hard. It's not that confusing. It just takes. You just have to do it for a little while, like anything else. It's really like anything else, and it's really not that confusing. So the key, what I've found is, number one, if you want to get involved, number one, you can't go in just like kind of like, well, let me tell you the difference between the two, though. Actually, let me pull up let me share my screen. Here's the difference. The difference is at a crap table, the longer you play, you will eventually lose because the odds are not in your favor, right? The difference is in the stock market, the longer you play, if you play for the long term, you're going to win money. That's why they call it investing as opposed to gambling. If you do short term, it's almost the opposite. That's where the analogy ends. And in a craps table, if you go in and you win right away, take your money, get the heck off, because the longer you play, the odds are not in your favor. But when you invest long term, okay, like here's what the stock market, here's what the Dow Jones was, let's say 30 years ago. Okay, it was around 2,700. The S&P was at 3,500. In 1990. In 2020, 30 years later, Dow Jones 21,000, the S&P 3,000. So you've 10x your money if you just put it in the stock market. Now, doesn't mean there's not ups and downs. You see, like the market crashed here in 2000, in 2008. There was a market crash. There was a crash just recently, when the corona hit. People are like, oh my God, look at this. But these numbers are still way above what they were 10 years ago when the markets crashed. All right. So, and there's reasons for this, as money inflates. Now, again, could there be this doesn't go back to the Great Recession, the Great Depression back in the 1940s. But the point being is stock market over a long term, goes up. So, whereas again, let's start with the craps table, it goes down. So when you look at all these numbers, don't freak out. Okay. The key is dip your toe in the water, start walking around, just like you're going to swim. You get on the steps, then you get in the shallow end, and then you go in the deep end. You don't go to the diving board the first time you ever swam. I know some people are like, oh, just throw yourself in. Well, that's one way to do it. An easier way to do it is actually learn how to swim. And I also say, when you're trying to learn all this stuff and what's going on, a good thing is you start with number one, just like gambling, you can't play with scared money. All right. So take some money that you're going to just assume you're going to lose it. Just say, I am investing. It's funny. We go to college and people will spend, hundreds of $1,000s. I got a degree in economics and philosophy. And I was on scholarship, but I wasn't on scholarship for my first 2 years. And if I didn't have a scholarship all the way through, I would have spent over, $80,000-$90,000 on a degree that I sell solar panels right now. I'm in solar sales, and right out of college for about 15 years, I ran my own company. So I didn't need a degree in philosophy and economics to do anything that I've done in my life past college. So, but it's seen as an investment, right? And so, but we're not afraid that losing $40,000. About only a third of people actually graduate college. So it's not like they give you your money back if you drop out after 2 years or you flunk out. So point being is people have no problem saying, well, you should spend, 40, 20, 30, $40,000 a semester at a college that has no guarantee of a job, no guarantee of anything. But I don't want to lose $1,000 in the stock market. Oh my God. Oh, so point being is, yeah, it's your education, so take your money and say, if I make money, great. If I don't, it's a learning experience. How can I learn with this money? I'm paying for a course, right? And so that's what I did, and I got lucky. I invested in Tesla, and that just took off. But could have easily have gone the other way, and Tesla could have went under, and I could have lost that money. But I would have learned. And if you watch the series, you'll see I've learned a lot. I've lost a good amount of money, and I've learned every time, and I'm still learning. I got something going on right now that I'm like, oh, geez, next time I'm not going to do that. And but that's worthwhile. That's not money lost. It's money invested. It's invested in my education. So the stock market, I'll end up with this. The stock market is it's like as far as all the words and all things are going on, and what should you do, and the options, and the I don't even know all this stuff. I'm not even close to knowing all this stuff, but I can make some good money this way because I'm learning, and I've immersed myself in it. All right, I watch probably minimum 10 to 15 YouTube videos on stocks a day, every day for like the last 6 or 7 months. And a lot of times they'll say things and I don't know what they're talking about, But I keep hearing it and I learn. I go, okay, well, what is this? I've heard I mentioned PE ratio like 17 times. Let me look that up and figure out what that actually is. And I've been through a couple of earnings reports, and now I know what that is. And looking at the 10Q, and these things are things I just learned. I heard people talk about it. I said, let me go learn. So you got to immerse yourself, just like if you were learning a language. You can sit with a book and try to learn Spanish, but you're going to learn it a lot faster if you actually, moved to Spain or went to Mexico or stayed, for a month in a Spanish speaking country. You're going to learn Spanish a lot faster because of necessity, because you've immersed yourself in it. And so if you immerse yourself, and you don't have to, by the way, you don't have to spend any money. You don't have to buy any stocks, to learn and to listen. So, however, I believe that once you put some money in, then you're more invested as far as your attention and your time, and you have something to lose, so you pay more attention. So I'm going to get into more details and more teaching in the next couple of videos, but I felt this video was really a first, just to say, look, get in it, get involved, and this is an asset you're investing. As long as you're investing for the long term, you're investing in your future, and knowledge will definitely, knowledge and action. Knowledge is, people say knowledge is power. It's not. Action is power. Knowledge plus action is power. So you can know a lot of things, and if you don't do anything about it, it doesn't matter. So that's it. That's my speech for today here, as far as learning about the stock market, and you be prepared for the next videos to kind of give you a stepping stone, literally a walkthrough as to how to get started. All right, talk to you soon.
If you would like to support me and the channel and would like to get up to 4 free stocks, you can sign up with Webull so you can start your stock investing. There should be a link below or on the W.I.S.E website. You get 2 stocks just for opening an account, and you get 2 more stocks for funding it with $100. So you can get some pretty cool stocks for free, and I hope all of your investments are wise ones.